Hey everybody and welcome back to Black Map VR. It's probably been a minute since you busted out your phone for an exciting kick-butt game of Angry Birds, but now they're back. And you may be thinking, this is a virtual reality channel. Why are you doing an episode on Angry Birds? And no, Angry Birds is not virtual reality in this instance, but it is augmented reality. And so I thought we'd feature the new app that came out just yesterday, Angry Birds Isle of Pigs AR. And we're going to make this our iPad, our AR device of choice. This can be played on iPad, iPhone, basically anything iOS. So let's talk a little bit about what we have here. This is coming to us from Rovio Entertainment, based in Finland, and they're responsible for all the Angry Birds games that have come out thus far. And if you love the Angry Birds series, you're probably going to love this game as well. It's coming with 40 levels at launch, but there's a promise that more are going to be added coming in the future. As far as gameplay goes, there's not a whole lot to explain here. You shoot birds, you kill pigs, and you do it by destroying their fortresses. It's the same concept, just brought into the AR world. There is a new dynamic, though, that's been brought to this game, and it's really interesting, and I've really enjoyed it. And that's that you actually have the ability now to walk around the fortresses because they're full 3D, and they're projected as if onto a table or a flat space, and you can walk around them, and you have the ability to shoot or slingshot your birds at any point 360 degrees around that fortress. And you can do that to look for Easter eggs in the fortresses, or to get a better shot at particular pigs, or to find weak spots in the fortress. I know a couple times when I was playing, there was a pig hiding out of my field of view, because what I had to do is actually get up out of my chair, walk to the other side to be able to see him hiding under a few boxes. And one thing to note if you're going to download and play this game is that you do need a little bit of space. You need a solid amount of table space. It can also work on the floor, and that's the way that I did it with my iPad when I was sitting down. So let's talk about some of the things that I liked and some of the things that I didn't like, and you can make the decision as to whether or not you want to pick this game up. The first thing I liked is that it's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's a great little app, totally free of charge. Now, there are some ads that do run on the platform, but I noticed that there's not a lot of them. Another thing that I really liked is that it doesn't take long to actually get into the gameplay. And I think that's good because we've had enough Angry Birds games come along by now that almost everybody knows the concept, how they work, and what's going on. And so it doesn't make you walk through a long tutorial. There's not a long sign-in process. You download. Once the game gets up and running, you're pretty much right into the gameplay, and I appreciated that. Another thing I liked was that the levels really looked good. I've used a lot of AR apps, and some of them are a little bit sketchy. The pictures are glitchy. They're constantly moving around, and they're not like set in place as they should be in a real AR environment. But that wasn't my experience with Angry Birds AR. The environments sat on the tables or the flat spaces that you put them on. They didn't jerk around or budge or move when you touched the screen wrong. It was real stable and steady, and for a brand new app, I didn't notice a whole lot of bugs. And this even worked when you were rotating around the fortresses, walking around them. And it also worked when you were zooming in and out, moving closer or moving further away from the structure to get a better view. And everything just looked very good. Every one of the fortresses is set in an environment, kind of like the old traditional game. And it's genuinely very satisfying to play and satisfying to watch the structures fall down. Another thing I really love about this game is that it's just good, mostly mindless fun. It doesn't take a lot of brain power to do it. You can pick it up and play it for 5 minutes when you have some free time, and it's great. Now let's talk about a few of the cons. I did find some bugs. Sometimes the buttons in the AR environment didn't respond as well as they really should have. A couple times the game froze up. It was only a couple times. I spent quite a while on the game and only had a few problems. I had one problem where I actually had to restart the app, but after that it ran pretty smoothly, and I'm sure that many of these will be fixed in the days to come as the app kind of makes its first rollout. Another interesting glitch that I had was that in one of the boss levels, I accidentally shot a bird way off into the middle of nowhere. And I was about to restart the game, but then the game actually gave me the victory in the level. And I'm not sure how that happened. It was definitely a glitch of some kind, but hey, I wasn't complaining. It gave me a free win. Another con that I've heard from a few people is that it doesn't seem to be a way to remove the advertisements. In a lot of games, you can pay $1 or $2 and have the ads removed. In this game, that didn't seem to be possible. It may be possible in the future, though. Now, I played this on an iPad, and so that's something to keep in mind as I make this next statement. The device did get a little bit heavy just holding it in one hand, and it's kind of hard to hold it steady when one of your hands is holding it and the other one is actually trying to pull back the slingshot to sling the birds into the fortresses. Now, you can set it on a chair or you can set it on your lap and remedy that problem, and it's probably not going to be an issue if you play on the iPhone, but just one thing to keep in mind is that it does get a little hard if you're trying to hold your iPad up in the air to play this game. And the last and final thing I really wasn't thrilled about was that the levels just weren't very hard. I played through a couple dozen levels and beat them pretty easily in a short period of time, and there wasn't anything that was terribly difficult, and it would be nice if there was a little bit more of a challenge. Hopefully as they add some more levels to the game, this will be remedied. So who should pick up this game and who would be interested? I think anyone who's interested in the VR, AR space is probably going to enjoy this game. It's really good use of that technology. Simple, yes, but it's encouraging to see technology moving in that direction. Also, anybody who loves Angry Birds, the concept, the gameplay is very, very similar, same concepts. If you love the old Angry Birds and you played them all, then you're going to love this one as well, and it's great to see the birds and the pigs from a new perspective. Who isn't going to like this game? Well, probably anyone who hates Angry Birds, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who are really burnt out on Angry Birds, and if that's you, maybe you can take a pass on this one. If you've never gone to the App Store and checked out all the AR offerings in the iOS App Store and Android App Store, go do that. There's a lot of interesting stuff out there, and it's great to see a progression towards this technology. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to Black Map VR, do that. We do VR and some AR videos at least 3 times a week, and so we'd love to have you. Comment down below if you have anything to say. Let me know if you've played this, what your experience was like, and what you thought. Hit that like button if you liked the video and share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time on Black Map VR.